We're at the scene of the National Club in downtown Toronto. In a few minutes, there's going to be a debate with a number of people watching this fellow, Dan McTeague, and others, including myself, debate the future of the Liberal Party. And the resolution is, the Liberal Party is dead. You are saying it is dead. How can you say it's dead? It's in power.
It's dead. It died quite a few years ago. Actually, it's not even the same Liberal Party.
When Trudeau became leader?
Yes, it did. And I think as it became evident in power that the idea that it could somehow spend its way by its friends, adopt policies that really haven't had any validation from the public, is costing an affordability crisis. A country that has lost its way internationally. I think all of these things are, sort of death by a thousand cuts, except that the burden now falls directly on the Liberal Party, the name itself. And I think for a lot of people, it's crossed the Rubicon. It will not be able to reconstitute itself as the party of the middle as it was in the past.
Well, party of the middle, it used to stand for social progression, and it also stood for fiscally conservative. It's neither of those now. It's more like a socialist party. So are you saying that the party is finished, or can it come back once that socialist prime minister leaves?
That's a very good question, but I think that the damage may be done in the minds of Canadians. And I think the party that uses the state as a means of improving or going down the road of socialism is one thing. But in the past, traditionally, Liberal parties use the state to empower people for the freedoms that they've come to enjoy.
And Liberal.
Exactly. That's the idea. Whether it was Lester B. Pearson, whether it was Pierre Trudeau, or even before that, the party has always understood the fine balance. This is a very difficult country to govern. You don't govern it by picking and choosing only one side, and that's clearly what we've done.
Well, I mean, when you talk about freedom, we do have the Online Harm Act, which is censorship by bureaucrats in Ottawa. That's just one example where freedom is being curtailed.
There have been many examples where freedom have been curtailed, and where there's a suspicion in this country that if you speak out, you have values or virtue, you have ideas that you want to express, they're somehow seen as unimportant. More importantly, they're castigated and often censored. I think that's a very dangerous position, not just for the country, but for a party to be advocating.
So Dan, what about all those literally millions of people? You were a member of Parliament for 19 years. There's millions of people across Canada who have voted Liberal, who consider themselves Liberal until this government that we have right now. Do you not think that with that strong brand name, it can come back?
Maybe the name can come back, but not as in a sense of what it was before. A strong, pragmatic party at the center, prepared to change with changing times, that can balance the interests of the country and walk and chew gum, if you will. I think it's lost that, and it continues to lose that on a very critical part. We're a regional party. We respected the federation, but we've lost in Quebec. We have no presence there. We may very well have lost many years of opportunity in Ontario. Out west, it's not even worth talking about. In fact, British Columbia being an example.
Is Newfoundland, Labrador.
Yeah. And that's fine, where the reform movement actually started, speaking that we're in the building which once started this. Yes. But I think it's fair to say that even in that part of the country, the name Liberal is becoming vilified.
Dan McTeague, new Liberal to be. Thank you very, very much.
Looking forward to it.
3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago, we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act. Once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.